put towards the back post. Ruben Amorim, Manchester United's big game player, does it again. Manchester United retake the lead at Anfield.
Welcome back to the Worldwide Reds, the Global Manchester United podcast. It finally happened. After nearly a decade of frustration at Anfield, United go there and win. It's Liverpool's first defeat in 400 days at Anfield, and Ruben Amorim's men showed grit, belief, and bit of old school United chaos to beat Liverpool 2-1. Let's talk about Maguire's redemption and what it means for United's new era. How are we, boys? Jordan, Justin, Elliot, and George. How are we going?
Couldn't be better.
Mate,
absolutely buzzing.
Lack of sleep has really kicked in, so if I do yawn a couple of times through the pod, I do apologise. I do really apologise.
I can't even see the whites of your eyes, mate.
Mate, it's been a long, long day. It's been a long day. I've watched a lot of highlights. I've watched the game. I've watched the game again, and I've enjoyed every single moment of it. It's like we've just won a cup game, but you know what? It's so well deserved for this team. They cop heaps from the media. They cop heaps from their fans. Ruben's been absolutely battered from pillar to post, and it was good to see the boys just come out and put on a show. Look, for me, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I don't know about you boys, but, mate, when I'm in this cave and I've got a couple of boys with me, mate, I can't sit still for 90 minutes. What about you boys?
I'm the same. I get up and start pacing around and just start walking around and be like, maybe if I don't watch for like 30 seconds, we'll score. That's how I go. So I walk into another room and I'm like, no, I can't not watch it. So I pop back out. Terrible.
It was very hard not to wake up my mum and sister when Maguire scored that winner. It was very hard not to. Put it that way.
I was running around the cave, mate. When we scored that goal, Maguire goal, I had Shane here. Mate Mark, he's so calm right through the game. Shane and I, on the edge of our seat, we scored, cuddles, everything like that. Fucking on. It's so good.
When we did score, I thought for some reason we were going to be offside. I don't know whether I thought Bruno or Maguire. I just thought there's no way. Like, there's no way he's got a header at the back post like that. I was just waiting for something to ruin it.
We've got a few people around, fair few in Instagram again, and then we've got Aussie Chewy 95. Let's go, United. What a victory.
That's
Beautiful.
you, brother.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
It's Lewis.
Just quickly, there are two managers. One of them's lost 4 in a row. The other one's lost 3 in a row. Guess which one's lost 4 in a row for the first time? Amorim's never done that.
No.
But would you know?
I like that.
Yeah. Mate, this is a turning point for United, mate. Here we go. 21 is coming.
Jeez.
Calm down.
Brighton who?
Yeah, Brighton Munich next week when they put 4 past us.
Yeah. Well, let's enjoy it while we can, boys. Let's enjoy it while we can. All right, let's start with the lineup. I'm going to throw the lineup up and tell me your thoughts, because I'll tell you what, when I first saw the lineup, I was nervous because there's a few boys in here that I did not want to start, especially when we were talking about how fast we thought we needed a few boys in the backs, and Maguire, DeLitt, and who was the other one? DeLitt and Maguire. Far out, man. Yeah, I was nervous, man. When I saw that, I was happy Cunha was in and Ahmed and the boys, and then we were talking about Casemiro, Bruno in the middle. I don't know about you, Blakes, but I wasn't confident with the lineup. What the frig do I know?
I wasn't.
I don't think many of the fan base was.
I loved the idea of Cunha as the striker, because I think if we had played Šeško up there, he would have been in a physical battle with Konate and Van Dijk. Whereas Cunha kind of dropped in quite a bit, and neither of them knew whether to follow. He actually kind of started a lot of the counterattacks and picked the ball up and started driving us forward. Where I think if we had the bigger, more built striker up top, it would have been like a battle between them, if that kind of makes sense. Whereas like Cunha kind of just pulled away from them and they didn't really know whether to go with him or stay. I think he made Van Dijk look fucking average.
And that's what I really liked with the starting lineup, where we had Mount and Mbeumo and Cunha, which Tom, a very good friend of this show, I was on a Liverpool preview with him last week, and as controversial as it sounded at the time, because Šeško scored against Sunderland and played quite well, I wouldn't say it's calling for him to be dropped, but it's horses for courses. And what having that front three, with all very similar players, all very versatile, and can switch around in those positions, is that Liverpool's defence have struggled with players running at them. And as soon as Ahmad or Mbeumo or whoever it was ran at them, they didn't know whether to step up. A lot of the times they backed off. And when you looked at the goals they've conceded this year, especially against teams where they should be beating comfortably, it's from Van Dijk and Konate backing off. And either a ball being played in behind them for a runner they're not tracking, or a shot from outside the box, which we almost saw with Bruno later in that first half. And the way in which Mount, as much stick as he gets, closes down passing lanes when we press him very, very well. So they didn't get to bypass our midfield as easily as other teams have.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I think
on that left-hand side. No, go, Elliot. Sorry.
No, you go, mate.
No, I was just going to say on that left-hand side, that was one thing we were talking about, was Shaw and Delight being on that left-hand side. And Elliot put Mount into that team. And you were confident with Mount there. And a few of us were disagreeing with you that we wanted Cunha to come in and probably come in for Mount. But we did not think about like Cunha coming into the playing as that 9. I actually thought Delight was so poor, especially in that first half. He was, I think he's poor every week, absolutely killing me.
He's not worse than Dorgu. He's not worse than Dorgu, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
that's debatable, mate, I can tell you.
Come on, Adam.
He's better defensively than Dorgu, isn't he, George, I guess?
He's better at everything than Dorgu, in my opinion.
Yeah. Look,
even on the wrong side.
Remember, guys, we won.
Look, but Salah didn't do much down that right-hand side. I don't think that goes as credit to Shaw and Dalot. Like, I think Salah just looks way off the boil, doesn't he? He just, we're the team he scored the most goals against, and shit, he missed some chances that you'd put money on him to score those, normally. So there was a little bit of luck in the win. But I think, going back to the team that the manager picked, I think he just saw the battles on the field in the duels and thought Cunha was a better option than Šeško, because probably, Van Dijk up, 50-50 up in the air with Šeško is probably going to win a few, whereas he thought, he's probably Cunha running at that back line is a better chance of getting a shot on goal than probably players running off Šeško and getting that second ball. So that was really good. And I think, he has done it before, like at the start of the season where he's played Cunha as that 9. But I guess we just didn't see it. But, credit to him. It was the right choice. And I thought Cunha, even though probably stats and stuff will say differently, he played really well. He just sort of grinded every run, won some good fouls, slowed the play down, brought people into the game. And he's just a real strong runner of the ball, isn't he? And I was quite impressed with him. And he was quite humble about that after the game, actually, when he was interviewed. So I think that choice sort of, rang true in the end.
Yeah, 100%, man. Look, I enjoy watching Mbeumo, man. I've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks, man. This guy, I reckon he's one of our best buys we've had in years. I just love when he runs at plays. He's confident on the ball. When he gets in behind, you just about put your house on him finishing. It was good to see him take that early chance. Like, fuck it, I was in shock horror, mate, when we took that early chance. Him and Ahmed are really starting to get the ball rolling together and getting a really
like
good
them two together. I really do. I think their way of, considering they're both two left-footed players on the same side, cutting inside. I think Ahmad's ability to stay wide and hold the ball to the perfect second to release it. Like that through ball to Mbeumo, the outside of his left foot, that is like millimeter perfect along the ground. Just rolled it in so you can just hit it first time. Bang. Like, it's just good to see that you can have that link up on that side, because on the other side, I feel like we don't have any attacking threat whatsoever.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the problem right now with Amorim's three at the back, where the personnel that we have, let's say whether it's Dallo or Dorgu on the other side, let's use Dallo as an example because he started the match. When you have a right footer as the sole provider of width on one side, his natural instinct is going to be to cut in field. And that means the defence is going to stay narrow and the pitch is condensed and makes it easy to defend. When you have Dorgu, a natural left footer, who's terrible at crossing or even making a 10-yard pass, they're going to leave him free because there's not much to defend there and he's not much of a threat, and all he's going to do is turn backwards. And what really annoys me, and one thing, like I've said on your last time I was on with you, Adam, is that I'll never forgive Ten Hag for letting Alvaro Fernandes go to Real Madrid and he's starting there. And fair play to him. Well done, Alvaro.
Oh, yeah. No, that's one. We won't go into that though, George.
Let's keep it positive.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But on the positives, just quickly, and Mbeumo, can we just compliment how great that presence of mind was to just let the ball run across him, toe poke it past where Mamardashvili couldn't get to. That is such composure so early in the game in such a high pressurized scenario. Wow.
Oh, definitely.
I even think before that, George, when you go back to that moment where there was that collision with the player, and how he just gets up and goes, like you just don't see that very often. You just don't see that, and we should, I guess we grew up watching United in the 90s, right? And,
I didn't.
Well, yeah, I know you didn't. But yeah, I guess you watch it. He
wasn't privileged enough.
There was that 50-50 challenge, and he just gets up, shrugs it off, sees there's a chance coming, backed himself, and Van Dijk had absolutely no idea if he was Arthur or Martha. He didn't know where he was coming from, and he just had him on toes.
Mate,
he just honestly,
I can't stand the bloke. The bloke is an absolute fraud. He is the biggest fraud in football, Van Dijk. Seriously, he is an absolute piss take.
Mbeumo had him on toast. No, Mbeumo had him on toast all game.
Oh.
Like he was like, yeah.
I like Mbeumo's arrogance when he gets the ball, though. I like how he's always looking for something to go forward with. It's not, I don't know if the word's arrogance, but it's got like a swagger to him where he's like, he backs himself in every situation he can get the ball. Like he always wants it. He's always looking. Every time he gets the ball, you feel like something could happen. He's like one of those players where it's like, oh, we could score here when he gets the ball, which I like to see. He's always got a threat about him. That'd be the word.
What do you call it? Ahmed and Mbeumo now, their connection's really good. Like, you need that. Like, we haven't had players that we had Luke Shaw and Rashford at one stage that season that Rashford scored 30 goals. That they had a really good connection. Then Shaw got injured. Then that went fucking bye-bye. Now, what do you call it? I feel Ahmed and Mbeumo are really starting to get that kind of magic chemistry, however you want to say it. It's exciting to see them on that right-hand side. Look, Delot probably did. I don't know if he's really connecting with Shaw or anything like that. I don't know.
He's not a left-sided player.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know he's got a good left foot, but he's not a left-sided player because he doesn't He wants to always play as an inverted fullback, but when he comes inside from the left-hand side, he doesn't have the passing range to be able to play that, if that makes sense.
He doesn't look comfortable there, does he?
No, he's better off playing as a right back and having the game always played just in front of him where he can always roll back and pass it back, and he's not rolling onto his left side to go forward. Like if he was going forward, he's taking a touch away from his body with his right foot. Like he's good on his left foot, but he's not confident enough to play on the left side. If that makes sense?
I think Mbeumo and Ahmad, they're almost your first on the team sheet week in, week out on that right side. Yeah. I just feel, do you think once Real is fit that he can slot into that left wing back position on a more permanent basis if he stays fit? I think obviously in the transfer market we're going to have to go heavy on that position. I think that's our priority. But I think now with Mazraoui starting to be on the bench and get some minutes, I think he might be our starter on that left side.
I like the idea though of having a left-footed player on the left or a right-footed player on the right, because on the right we've got 2 left-footed players. We've got a 6'5" striker. I would like to see one of our wing backs be someone that's a threat at crossing when Sesko comes on the field. It just gives that other option, because if you're cutting inside and you're crossing a ball, 90% of the time it's curling towards the goalkeeper, right? So it has to be pretty much a perfect ball to beat the goalkeeper to come out and claim it. Whereas if you've got a left-footed player on the left side, they're curling the ball away from the goalkeeper, it's actually coming towards your attacking player. Yeah. So I'd like to see a left-footed player on that side up.
Yeah, it's hard. Making changes to that right-hand side at the moment, it seemed criminal.
I wouldn't change it. Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
It's a difficult situation. Sure.
But also, it's good to have the best of both worlds, I think. Where you've got we've got a right-footed right wing back, and you've got a left-footed left wing back, but then you've also probably got a right-footed left wing back and a left-footed right wing back. Yeah. I know in Amorim's system, in this system that Amorim has played, when he was at Porto, he liked having his wing backs more like an inverted wing back, if you like, where he had it, where he's got Ahmad on the right side, and then he's got someone like Dalot or Mazraoui, which is the opposite foot. I think he just that seems to be a deviation to that system that he's playing, and it seems to work, I guess. But it's about set, and then I think it's about having these variations to his system that he can then set up for different games based on the opponent. And and you see Bruno getting in those spaces and crossing the ball, this morning, but also players like, Mbeumo or even Mount getting in those positions where they are crossing the ball in as well. But, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's good.
It was very good. I want to talk about defence, because for me, I had man of the match. I gave Harry man of the match. I actually thought De Ligt was man of the match, or both of them. De Ligt and Maguire were very good. Probably their goal, De Ligt probably should have done a lot better. He was hanging off Gakpo. But more when it came to the defence, I just had a problem with De Ligt. He just shows the player too much inside. And you see a lot of teams these days, especially the wingers, they're looking for that inside run. He's not square on enough. He should be showing him the line, in my opinion. But I mean, that could be an old school thinking. But they show him inside. They can whip a ball so easy these days. And he was showing him inside every single time. It was just absolutely stupid ass defending, if you ask me.
I agree with that, but I guess the reason why this could be happening as well is because when you have a naturally right-sided player on the wrong side, that's the way your body position is naturally going to face. And Dalot being that exact profile of player, that's what's going to happen. But the only time I can justify that is if you're trying to funnel that winger into a place where there's already 3 centre backs and there's no overlapping fullback. In times like that, it can be acceptable, but especially when Bradley was overlapping, that's when we started to look in a bit of trouble. But when it comes to defence, I wouldn't actually blame De Ligt for that goal. Okay, I know.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying, it was a bit of chaos through that anyway.
For me, but what caused the chaos? And I know I've gone in 2-foot on this guy on this show very, very often, but if Dorgu gets that clearance away, Bruno's away, or away. It's a simple clearance as well. He wasn't under any pressure. That's what caused the chaos.
Yeah. The other thing with De Ligt too, I feel he jockeys too far away. The jockeying is fucking horrendous.
Yeah,
he's too far away, man. That kind of jockeying.
The first touch for the attacker to be the direction of where he wants to go, and then he opens the field up. And then when De Ligt defends, when he realizes he's out of position, he tries to square up and drop a leg in there, and it just doesn't work. Because he's a right-footed player playing on the left side, so he always defends with your right foot facing backwards and your left foot forwards. and then he allows the player to actually run at him at full speed instead of trying to slow it up. But I don't think he's defensively a great player.
You're talking about Delot?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, he's awful, man. He was killing me, man. All game. People were saying he was worse in the first half than the second half. I reckon he was just as shit in both halves, man. I really believe that.
When he's playing on the wrong side, look, it doesn't look great, but I think when he's playing in his natural position on the right side, he doesn't look that bad. Look, ultimately, Portugal have picked him ahead of João Cancelo, and that's a class act. And he's not a bad player. I just think this system doesn't suit him, especially when he's isolated.
Wouldn't he? Just like, I don't know.
I just when he's isolated and the sole provider of width in attack and defense, that's when he gets found out.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just frustrating. Like for me, I just think you got to do better. You got to do better there, especially when you're 1 goal up so early. I think Le Mans again. Look, I thought he was communicating really well with his players. You know what? People are knocking that. We're knocking the ball down first time. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. It gets us out of trouble. Okay, we probably could be winning that second ball, but we'll probably win in the third and fourth ball through the game, which was good to see. Sometimes you're better off letting that second ball be won by the opposition and then reset, and then go again. So I thought we did that really, really well. And I think that's why in transition we're really good.
Yeah, especially when Casemiro stepped, like in the first half when he wasn't on the yellow card, stepped in really well. When it was Van Dijk, that contest between Van Dijk and Mbeumo or whoever it was challenging for that first ball up from Le Mans, then it would be McAllister or Gravenberch getting on the second ball. But because there was so much pressure on them, they couldn't actually do anything with that second ball. And then when Casemiro or Bruno could step in, then they could break straight away, knowing that their two defensive midfielders are behind them. So therefore, we already had a 4-on-3 going forward every time.
Yeah,
and that's how that first goal happened. Bruno won the third ball.
Yeah. Look, most people don't notice it, but there was one thing I noticed through the game. We're winning that third and fourth ball. It was really good. And mate, there should be a stat for that because I haven't seen one around. Like usually they talk about like the second ball and stuff like that. And
the second and third phase of football, the most important things. If you win those,
100%, Jordan. Yeah, 100%. Look, I actually thought Amorim was really good through the game. He was riding every challenge through that game, and that's how I want my manager. You see him pantomime, mate. He was running down the pitch a little bit. He was trying to. At one stage, he was talking to De Ligt as well, and they were having a bit of a confrontation, which was good confrontation to try and sort out whether the midfield was deep enough or the backs need to be lined up. I felt when we were deep in the second half, I think it was it the second? No, it would have been the first half. I didn't think we were coming out quick enough for mine. I just thought we were not dawdling, but I just thought when Liverpool went on the attack, I just think we need to be able to get from the penalty spot to the 18-yard box as a unit a bit quicker. I just thought it just gave them another chance to reset the ball, recycle it around, and then go again. And if we get caught a little bit deeper, that's when it becomes a big issue.
It's where it becomes space.
Yeah.
But what I did like about Amorim in that game is he was much more proactive than what he normally is. As soon as he saw Dallo and Casemiro on yellow cards, he took them off straight away, knowing that there was going to be a lot of one-on-one running and dribbling towards the back end of that match. And if anything, that saved us because who knows what could have happened if Ahmad leans in or Casemiro. We know what he's like, regardless of whether he's on a booking or not. Who knows what happens if we go down to 10?
Yeah, he was very quick, and he was very quick to do it, wasn't he? And I applauded him for that as well, George. I agree. In those games, Casemiro quite often will pick up a red, won't he?
I thought bloody that yellow card. It was such a poor yellow card on Ahmed. It was a joke. Oliver was doing everything to keep him in the game, man. Fuck me dead, man. He was.
Adam, come on. Is it harsh? Yes, but it is a correct call. The studs are raised. That's just the modern game.
Yeah, but you have a look at the fouls through the game. Half of them weren't even fouls. Man, they were fucking terrible. He was giving them everything. What did he give us? I reckon we hardly got anything.
No, to be fair, what he did give us, and you can argue whether it's correct or not that he did this, but at a ref, you couldn't begrudge him for stopping the play that led to our goal because of a head injury, even though it was inflicted by their own teammate.
Yeah.
So for me, we can't talk about the referee today.
I actually thought, to be honest with you, Ahmed's was probably a handball too, because he's actually turned and
penalty.
his hand was up. Yeah, for a penalty.
But it hits this arm here.
His arm against the chest. It doesn't hit this arm. It hits the arm against the chest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I did see his arm go up. So, okay. So
that's not the one that was hit though. It was the arm against the chest.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense then. Yeah. So I'll take that back. Yeah, it wasn't a penalty. Oh, far out. And mate, look, we did speak about Gakpo on our last pod as well. Like Gakpo, mate, he was on fire down that right-hand side. He was begging to try and score, wasn't he? I thought Laments, again, he was just exceptional in goals. Even at that time when he came to punch out,
It's good to see, but it's his second game and he's playing at Anfield. Second game starting and he's going to Anfield in a hostile environment with a team that's not performing against, like Liverpool are going to come out and try and batter us today to show that they're not losing 4 in a row. And I thought for someone that's on his second start for the club in that type of game, I felt safe with him. And I've not said that about a goalkeeper in a fucking long time.
Yeah, we didn't actually think about him through the game, did you?
No, that's what I mean. That's why I felt safe, because you didn't sit there and go, oh, hope we don't drop the ball in the box here, or let one through the legs, or
just a few where he's coming out for a corner and he's punching the ball, and I'm just thinking, geez, where's that been?
Even the one right at the end where he's confident enough to reach behind his head and claim it. If that's Anana, that's getting punched into the goal. It's 2-2.
Yeah. Mate, I tell you what, when he caught that one behind his head, I went, what? That was a bit nerve-wracking.
And he calms the game down a bit when he holds the ball and he just sort of takes his time. And he did make a good save with his feet. Was it from
Isaac?
Was it
Isaac?
On Isaac? Yeah. That was a good save there as well.
I've got a video here from Dan. Dan was going to come onto the pod, but he got called into work, so he thought he'd put like a 1-minute video together for us, and so I'll put that up now for you boys. He gives a little bit of a review on the game, and it gives a little bit of an insight and a little bit of banter in it as well.
Decision, but unfortunately, guys, that's the rules, and I don't really.
Why is that not going up? Why do I have this problem every single time?
Cheers.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey guys, sorry I can't be with you this evening. Unfortunately, I'm working late, so I've just popped out to do a little video for you on my match reaction. What a win. An unbelievable performance by the boys. Huge for Ruben, huge for the team, and absolutely buzzing with the result. I'm sure you're all knackered after a long day, after getting up early to watch that, but it was well worth it. Harry Maguire, is he a United legend? Who knows? It's definitely up for debate now, I reckon. No, I'm only kidding, but what a performance from Harry and the boys in the back line. I thought they were fantastic, including Sen-Lament, who's been immense in the first 2 games. I thought in the first half we were brilliant, particularly down the right-hand side. We really exploited the weakness. We definitely highlighted Liverpool's weakness on their left-hand side defensively, and we just kept attacking that way. So that was fantastic. I thought Ahmad, Casemiro, and the boys in there, and Bruno, positionally pretty disciplined and running around as usual. Thought he was brilliant. And yeah, I thought we were full value for the win. Great first half. We could have been up by a couple more goals. If you're a Liverpool fan, you're probably a bit stiff about the head injury decision. But unfortunately, guys, that's the rules, and I don't really care. So, great win. I hope you guys enjoy the pod. Cheers.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, Dan.
What a legend.
Love that.
Legend.
Unfortunately, I don't really care.
He was spewing. He couldn't get on. He's spewing. So we'll definitely get Dan on it real soon. He's dying and busting to get back on. So what were your thoughts on Bruno's game?
Thought he should have scored.
No.
That one in just inside the box where he got it rolled back to him and he's going to curl it near post and it's gone wide. I think he should have absolutely buried that, put us 2-0 up.
Yeah,
but also, can we just acknowledge the world-class moment where it is not easy to volley across first time like that, what he did for Maguire. Great moment for Maguire that he's buried the header. That cross was world-class.
Yeah.
Oh, it was, man. First time to get the proper pace on the ball to do that. It's mental. Like, especially when it came at him that quick as well. And he had to adjust his body. Like, most people don't think it's just, mate, he had to adjust his body that quickly to get that accuracy, to get that ball. And it wasn't looping, which was good. It was still hit at pace, quite flat. So Maguire didn't have to generate too much pace on the header. And so it was really good to watch. Look,
I think. Sorry, go on. Keep going.
I was just going to say, like, I did feel through the game that that Bruno did. Maybe it was because he does so much running and stuff like that. I thought he did go quiet through the game, a little bit there, and I've got to admit he had a few loose touches there. He did turn the ball a couple of times over towards our goal, and they did go on goal pretty quick. So, yeah, he was making me quite nervous through the game at times.
I think in Dan's video there, he just hit the nail on the head, really. I thought Bruno was quite disciplined in what he needed to do in that game. He can get carried away with the occasion, which sometimes he can do. And I don't think, I saw him really complain to the referee too much, which was refreshing.
That was good.
That just showed that he knew his job and he did it. He did it well. He was quite disciplined. Yeah, a couple of loose passes and stuff like that. But overall, I think our passing statistics as a team were actually not fantastic overall. And then the manager brings on, Kobe towards the end and takes Bruno off. And I think, we continued on. It's not like we need to have him on the field for a full 90. Either. I think that was a good thing to see as well. And I think probably the other thing regarding Bruno, I think I thought that positionally he played that role very well yesterday. He was just where he needed to be and he wasn't sort of drifting off and stuff like that. But there probably were a few moments where transitional when Liverpool were coming back to attack us, he needs to be probably a bit quicker getting back. But besides that, I thought Bruno was, a steady 7, steady 7 in the game this morning.
And the thing that he did that went under the radar, especially as a captain, and one of the more subtle dark arts of football, when we gave away a free kick and Liverpool started to gain a bit of momentum, he picked the right moment every time to have a good 30-second conversation with the ref and let us reset. Doesn't get talked about, but that is so important in a game like that.
Well, he's very good at slowing the game down with certain things and taking the sting out of it. I think that's just, he's played in that many big games. I think that's a very important thing to have in your team, to have someone that just knows when to just bring it down a bit. Let's just get the ball on the deck. Let's just move it. Let's waste 30 seconds of talking to the ref. Just, you know what I mean? It just lets us reset. Lets young players actually have a breath. Like, just refocus. I think it's a great shout, that.
Yeah, look, I think at one stage we did need. I think when we got to when it was 1-1, we did lose our way a little bit there, and I was begging for someone just to take a hold of the game. And just to keep people calm, and I didn't think we lost our way, which was great to see this time. Like usually, like if the team gets back to 1-1, we're in all sorts of shit. Seriously, this is probably the first time we've actually stayed composed. We didn't lose our way. We stayed to Amorim's tactics, and we just kept pressing forward. It was really good to see. And Gail, you're dying to say something.
Sorry, and I was
Look,
going to
I
say Ruben, I think, mentioned that after the game. He said, the little things today we got right. And he emphasised the 1-1 and, not putting their heads down and went for it. So, week on week we're seeing progress and those little things that are, today proved crucial. So, sorry, Elliot, I jumped in over the top.
No, you're right, mate. You're right. I think Liverpool had their opportunities to make it 1-1 before they scored, and I think for me that's still like a reoccurring thing that we do in our game is coming out in half, like that first 20 minutes in the second half, we just seem to be so, and especially when we've got a lead, we're so cautious in how we're playing that we almost let teams get back into the game. And I thought that was quite evident again this morning, where that, and during that time, Liverpool had their chances to equalise, but just couldn't do it, which was, there was a bit of luck in that. And, you definitely, the reaction after the equaliser was great, and something that we've not seen yet this year, but something that we need to, I think, replicate in future. But still, there's still that concerning part for me where when we come out and play, and start the second half, especially when we're winning, we're just really cautious in our ways of playing, and we should just be continuing on. And I'm just wondering what Amorim's sort of messaging is, in the dressing room at halftime. Is it, we're 1-0 up, let's be careful, let's be quite, let's play a certain way, whereas if we're 1-0 up at Liverpool, I think, and we need that second goal to really, again, solidify that lead, I guess, a bit more, rather than sort of, chase that second goal when it's 1-1. I'm not sure if you fellas agree or not.
Look, I understand where you're coming from, but if you look at Ruben Amorim's tenure at United, how often have we actually been up at halftime? This is a unique scenario. It is very rare that's happened. And, this might actually contrast what you're saying, but when we've been up under Ruben Amorim, we haven't actually lost too many games, just we've very rarely been up.
Yeah, well, whether we're up or whether we're even sort of drawing, I guess, to start the second half, we're still quite cautious in that first 20 minutes. And I know we've spoken about it before, Adam, in previous pods, after games and things like that. I'd like us to start the second half how we start the game, because we are very lively in that first 20 minutes of every game, and quite often, if the ball was in the net, we'd probably be having some different conversations leading up to the Liverpool game where we've won a few more games. And I think, I think that can be replicated in the second half. Like,
do you think
personally,
it could be nerves on the players of they know how poorly the results have been in the last 12 months that if they do get into the lead or something, they might not want to be that player to make the mistakes. So they'd be a bit more cautious, which then can lead to mistakes. Do you know what I mean? It's more of the mindset of the players not wanting to be the scapegoats if we are to lose a game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that mindset should get stronger now after this.
You hope so.
After this win, where we can really, I guess, sort of learn and take things away, and I guess and replicate it in other games. But yeah, certainly, I think the media, the press, all that sort of stuff has probably plays a bit on players' minds and stuff like that. Whereas, if you're making that error that leads up to a goal, then that the manager's going to get scrutinised in the press conference after the game, and particular players are going to get pointed out. And I do think that as human beings, people dwell on that a bit.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Mm.
Look, I'm gonna start winding up the pod. What are we now? 39 minutes in. I'm just about to fall asleep. I'm going to show you some stats on Harry Maguire. So, look, for mine, Harry Maguire was exceptional, regardless of the goal, and especially I didn't want him in the team. I just think he stepped up again. He's making a habit of getting winners for us, and congratulations to the guy, because I tell you what, when he's finished his career, they need to do a documentary on this guy. So I'm just going to throw it up there. Look, he had 34 touches, 8 clearances, 8 aerial duels contested, 6 aerial duels won, 5 passes into the final third, 4 ball recoveries, 1 shot, 1 goal. The guy, when it comes to wanting to score a goal, mate, you got to hand it to him. He never wants to move out of that box, and he always wants to be that player. And you can't say it's a fluke, because he's doing it consistently now, scoring last-minute winners for United. So
it's good to see. He deserves every bit of praise he gets at the moment from everything he's dealt with. I think he deserves every bit of good that comes to him.
Yeah, Tommy Tuchel's paying very close attention. He's not losing his spot anytime soon. Not that he ever was going to.
You missed one stat there, Adam. The one perfect knee slide towards those.
Oh, yeah, I said it before, didn't I? I think he's got the cleanest knee. I said that in our chat, didn't I?
Yeah.
Mate, he has the cleanest knee slide I have ever seen in my life.
He goes like sideways with it too, doesn't he? And it just still just flows.
Yeah, it's like he's on ice. And the chest is out like he's some Greek god.
Yeah. Just the stare down to the fans as well. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
So good.
And then he made his way over to the United away fans too. So, like, he does wear his heart on his sleeve, and, like, congratulations to him, man. Like, seriously, I'm so happy for him. And, like, when time goes by, they're going to end up talking about him without a doubt. He's going to go down in Manchester United history. Maybe not as a legend, but he's going to go down as a player that gave all to United. He could have easily packed up his shit 2 years ago and just gone, I'm done. You can keep me money. I'm going somewhere else. Like fucking Rashford's done. You know what I mean? Like, he could have done the cowardly thing and taken off. But he didn't. He's stuck at it, and he's been on the bench. Whenever he comes on, he definitely tries to give his best, and that's really, at the end of the day, that's all we ask as United supporters out of our players, is to give 100%. Their best and wear their heart on their sleeve and fight for the badge.
Yeah, I see him very much. I see him very much. Sorry. Yeah, I see him very much in the Marouane Fellaini mold, where there was a bit of controversy about his signing when he first came. The first couple of years there were a couple of years in there that didn't necessarily work out. But you know what? So many important goals. Gave his all, wore his heart on his sleeve, did everything for the badge, and he'll leave with very high regards from the fans.
I've got a question for you. Could this be a momentum that kickstarts Amorim's project at Old Trafford? You don't think so?
You know what happens when you play against Brighton?
We can't do 5
You know what happens against Brighton every single time, Adam. You know what happens against Brighton every single time.
I'm going to bring up our next 10 fixtures. And that'll try and so we've got Brighton, Forest, Spurs, Everton, Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Villa, and Newcastle. So there's 10 fixtures there, potentially 30 points. What would you be happy with?
15.
Those last three games are tougher than they look on paper. Bournemouth are a very good team. Newcastle have not been great, and Villa. Brighton, we should be confident in going into that game at home and wanting to win that game. Brighton haven't been great this year. But the
Danny Welbeck scored a double on Saturday night.
He sure did. The interesting fixture there will be, as it falls, Forest away. Forest are in advanced talks with Sean Dyche at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be likely playing them as, Sean Dyche probably is playing his second game in charge. And you know what he does to teams? He sums them up and, shores them up quite well and gets them quite defensively. That'll be a tricky game, I think. I think that could be a tricky game.
For me, the only banker in there is Wolves. That's Wolves and West Ham. They're the only two bankers in there for me.
Yeah.
And even if you know what, West Ham with Nuno, when he's had a bit more time with them, that might not be as easy as it sounds.
Yeah. No easy games in the Premier League, mate.
I shouldn't be getting excited about Brighton this weekend. Is that what you're saying?
No,
I think we
you,
just
you,
got
you
to-
know, you know what I said about Brighton.
Brighton can play football, man. They are a quality side on the ball.
I honestly
I
can't
think-
remember the last time we beat Brighton. I honestly can't.
It was probably
Yeah,
the FA Cup semi-final. Was that a couple of years ago?
Yeah, that was on penalties in 2023, but in the
Yeah,
league, when was the last time?
probably is.
Genuinely. When was it?
Seriously, that's what I'm saying. It was probably then. Because I
Let's
know
not
the
be
next
positive
game we
here, boys.
played
Just
them
beat
after that,
Liverpool.
they
Positive.
spanked us. 4-0, wasn't it? The
Well,
one
let's
after that.
let's put the Aussie theme on it. I think last time we did beat Brighton in the league was Juan Mata scored a double against Brighton in lockdown. So I think that's the last time we beat him in the league.
All right, boys.
In saying that, though, you know, when we're 8 games in, we've played, you know, we've played the full top 4 from that finished their last season, and we're sitting 9th in the league. You know, it's probably been an up and down, a very up and down journey to get there. But I mean, if you asked me that at the start of the season, I probably would have taken it. Don't know about you guys, but
Who would have thought we would lose at Grimsby and win at Anfield in the same season? Who would have thought? Wow.
just sums up our team.
Let's wind it up there, boys. Let's wind it up. I'm falling asleep. Sorry.
No, we're going to keep
Jordan,
talking.
I think
Let's
Jordan
keep
is
going.
too. Jordan had a massive day.
I'm struggling.
Yeah, I can tell. It's been a tough pod, even though we've got up 2-1. And look, we had a good day Saturday as well. We caught up. Jordan came down here and we went out to the card show. Even though it was more Pokemon out there, we had a good time. We had Thomas out there, Jordan's mate. He was doing coin flips for cards and stuff like that.
Loved
so we
the
had a
deal,
great
doesn't he?
time out there. It was a really fun day on Saturday. So when some more card shows come out, I want to try and get some people that follow us like on Worldwide Reds, and we'll get a whole group of us out there looking at cards and stuff like that and just have a good time. But
Yeah,
you know what? Everyone that's joined us tonight, thank you for joining us. If you haven't joined up with YouTube just yet, get over there, give us some subs. Thank you, George. Thank you, Justin, Jordan, Elliot. Hopefully we get 3 points. We'll probably do something midweek, Jordan, if you're still around. And
Always.
so we'll probably
Where
do
am I
something
going?
midweek. You might be still asleep, catching up from Saturday.
Yeah.
You had a bit
I'll
of
be
an
right.
adventure on Saturday. So thank you, guys. We'll talk to you later. See you later.
See you
Check
later.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
Goals! Oh! Goals! Has produced an absolute thunderbolt!